Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? It's Thursday, and I am finally having some of the really bad pain hit from my Tuesday trip to West Yellowstone, or to Yellowstone Park. So at some point on Tuesday, I was walking and I tripped on flat ground, because I do that. I am that elegant and graceful. And I landed on the side of the bone on my left ankle. And I am hyper flexible. I have Ehlers-Danlos. So I have hyper flexibility, and I don't always know how bad I've hurt myself right away, because I don't typically swell up. I don't typically I just don't always know how bad I hurt myself. I just don't. It doesn't manifest right away. So yesterday afternoon, I noticed that I had a little stiffness. I thought that's what it was, but then this morning I rolled out of bed and I went to stand up, and my left ankle really doesn't like me this morning. It's not swollen. I mean, it's not swollen at all, but I know I landed on it, and I know that that's where that's happening. The other thing I'm noticing is that my right shoulder, where I had the umbrella resting, is very, very sore. Things don't hurt the day after always. When I hurt myself, I don't know. Anyway, so that's this morning. I've actually been up for a while because I did a cortisol test. So they give you these little cotton swab things to suck on, because they want to test your saliva. And I've spent all morning trying really hard not to throw up, because the gag reflex is really, really bad. And I already suffer from morning nausea, and I usually take Zofran first thing, but I didn't because I'm taking this test, and I haven't had but just a little bit of my tea. So I've been sitting here journaling and reading and scrolling on Instagram, because that's a thing, right? But when I was looking for something for daily devotional, I found this poem in my book, Anum, Cara. And I know I've read this book backwards and forwards several times, but I don't remember this. So I'm going to read it. It's called A Blessing. May the light of your soul guide you. May the light of your soul bless the work you do with the secret love and warmth of your heart. May you see in what you do the beauty of your own soul. May the sacredness of your work bring healing, light, and the renewal to those who work with you and to those who see and receive your work. May your work never weary you. May it release within you well springs of refreshment, inspiration, and excitement. May you be present in what you do. May you never become lost in the bland absences. May the day never burden. May dawn find you awake and alert, approaching your new day with dreams, possibilities, and promises. May evening find you gracious and fulfilled. May you go into the night blessed, sheltered, and protected. May your soul calm, console, and renew you. I love that. That's like the best morning blessing ever. And I find a lot of them, but I really like this one. And maybe it's just that today, so yesterday, so I see a counselor through BetterHelp. I found BetterHelp. A friend of mine uses it. Well, actually, a couple friends of mine use it. And I found a counselor through them, and she's amazing. And so I've been really sick, right? And last week, I made a very difficult decision. probably one of the hardest decisions I've ever made, minus when I had to send my kids away. That was a really hard one. That was traumatic. That was years of trauma. But this has to do with my day-to-day job. And I quit my job. And it's a good thing. I mean, it's traumatic, but it's good. And I'll post a video, probably a vloggy video on my crafting channel if you really want to know all the details. But kind of what came out of that with my counselor yesterday, I think is so poignant, and probably why this particular blessing resonates with me, is that we were talking about how I still need a job. I may not need a full-time job because I do see clients and I am working on stuff. And I was actually building clientele and actually doing pretty good when I took this other job. And things had actually picked up for me when I took this other job that took all my energy, all my resources, all my passion, and put it in a bucket that I didn't want it to go into. And I didn't have time to see my clients, and I didn't have time to do my passion work. And she and I talked about it, and she says, well, then don't get any old part-time job. Don't get any old job. Find a job that fills you up rather than takes away. And it's really funny because she said that, and I spent kind of the evening sitting with that. Get a job that fills you up, doesn't empty you, right? Like fills you up instead of taking away, fills me up instead of stealing and taking advantage of me. And it's not a new way of thinking, but it is something that years and years and years ago, I made a promise to myself. And I got teased and I got really firm talking tos by adults, my betters, that, a job's a job. You do a job. And it may not be the thing you love, but you do it anyway. And then when you're not working, you can do the things you love, which sounds fine. But if you don't do something that you at least a little bit enjoy, it's really hard. Well, it is for me. It's really hard for me to shift those gears and come home and have any energy left to do the things I love. I think that's one of the reasons that it took so long to get me diagnosed with autism and ADHD, is that I'm very, very good at masking. I'm very good at pretending to function in an everyday world. And when I'm done pretending and I come home, I kind of fall apart, and I don't always have the energy to do the things that I love. And I had a therapist 20-something years ago who said, art seems to be something that helps heal your trauma, your PTSD, like that kind of stuff. So use that as your therapy. And so I've always used art and creating things as a transformative process, as a transmutation of energy. And I encourage other people to use that as well. Use the energy that comes at you in a transformative way. But getting back to today's blessing, something about today's blessing that really resonated with me is that for me, and maybe there are other people that are like this too, and maybe that's why they don't feel like they get anywhere or that they're unhappy, is that you're a light being. You're a beautiful soul, right? I'm a beautiful soul. You're a beautiful soul. We're all in this together, right? I truly believe that people are going to do the right thing if they're given the opportunity. I know that there are people who don't, but I truly believe that everybody's trying their best. And all of us light beings are really trying to do the best for each other even though Western capitalistic society wants us to be cutthroat and crawling over one another to get ahead, I don't think that internally, fundamentally, we are built that way. We are built to be community, connected energy beings. And in this blessing, it talks about the light of your soul blessing your work, right? May you see in what you do the beauty of your own soul, the sacredness of your healing light and renewal to those who work with you and those who see and receive your work. And it just resonates so much about how I view my life. I'm going to tear up here, but it's a really deep emotion. I really truly believe that I am here to help others. And through my own journey, there are lessons that I can share. And not as a, oh my God, don't do what I did, right? Not necessarily like that. But what is the underlying lesson in the things that I've experienced that I can share with you? And that's why I am so passionate about daily devotions, why I'm so passionate about the energy work that I do, the healing that I do, because we're all connected. And reading this blessing, it may pop up again in daily devotions. I really like it. It just resonates with my counselor telling me last night, do what you love. Find passion and find that energy to do what you love, and let it fill your cup instead of taking away. Because I did a lot this last year. In so many ways was amazing. I actually really liked my job. I was very good at my job. I got a great deal of personal satisfaction in helping people, doing a good job, turning what I was doing into a measurable profit, right? So that people could see that the way I do things is a little odd, but it works, right? But in doing that, I got taken advantage of, and I was exploited in many ways. And there's more on that, but now I have to heal. Like, I have to get past pneumonia and COVID, and I have to revitalize. And I also, in that revitalization, need to really look at day to day, what am I doing? Am I resting? Am I taking advantage of this time? I mean, I have a doctor's note that says do not work for 3 weeks. Well, he said 4, and then I have another doctor that said 2, and I have one at the beginning of the week that said 3. So basically I've been told, like, I was outright told by a doctor, you're trying to kill yourself? Like, what the hell? So each day and doing daily devotions again is helping me. And I'm hoping that it helps you to know that you're not alone. And sometimes you do have to take a hard, difficult look at needs and wants and desires and hopes, and find a middle ground that you can let your light shine and feed your soul and do the things that you're meant to do versus what societal's expectations of you are. And let me tell you, this has been a lifelong journey for me. I mean, I've always been a little bit of a rebel, and I've always kind of done what feels right, and I've not always been right, and I've not always taken care of myself in that. And I'm trying really hard to mentor it as much as I am learning from it. So, excuse me, now my nose is running. my skin doesn't hurt as bad today. I mean, I didn't get sunburn. I'm a little pink in the nose, but ironically, the nose doesn't hurt, but everything else yesterday till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon was on fire. And I'm not pink. Like, I did not get sunburn, but everywhere the sun touched was just like inflamed hot on fire. Oh, thank goodness that's passed. But now I have the other problem. It'll be okay. I'm going to do my tuning forks. I'm going to get stretched out. We'll be good. Have a beautiful day, guys, and I will see you tomorrow in prayer. Blessed be.